I trust you're doing well. I'm Ethan Tashobe, watching RTV News live from Kigali. On Friday, President Paul Kagame chaired a cabinet meeting at Village Rugwiro. This latest meeting comes after the last one of the 13th of October that saw many of the current measures in the fight against COVID-19 being adopted, including pushing the curfew hours to midnight and allowing bars, among other businesses, to resume operations. Cabinet meetings have been adopting measures to fight against pandemic since the first case was detected in the country back in March 2020. Figures from the Ministry of Health indicate that the positivity rate of the pandemic has now fallen to just 0.4%, and close to 5 million people have now received their first jab of COVID-19 vaccines, and half of that number are fully vaccinated. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony for the new officials on the 5th of this month of November, President Kagame noted that such an impressive response to pandemic that has proved such a global problem does not materialize just overnight.
Our behavior during these difficult times has been so good it has gotten international recognition and is seen by many as a potential lesson for other nations. Something like that does not just happen, nor does it materialize out of nothing. It stems from practices that go back in time, the country's policies and how they are implemented, the people who implement them. These are things that have been in effect for the last 15 years or so. They did not just suddenly spring up. I therefore wanted to remind the newly sworn-in officials that mindsets and methodologies, the way things are understood, should be in line with producing the sort of tangible results that benefit the country, like those other things I was talking about.
Well, we're expecting new updates coming in from the cabinet meeting, and you can as well tell us what you think is likely to come from this very cabinet meeting. Tweet us at Ethan Tashabia at RBA Rwanda. Now, this evening, it's Friday, and the tradition is that we always have guest anchors, and tonight I'll be joined by Syntax later on. But let's continue with the bulletin that we have this very evening. The Volkswagen Assembly Plant in Rwanda has produced 2,300 vehicles since it opened shop in the country back in 2018. And the country's private sector federation is calling on the investors to continue taking advantage of the opportunities Rwanda has to offer. Sejanori has more.
The assembly plant is located at Masoro and has continued to operate with no problems, producing 7 Volkswagen models, and expansion plans are also in the works, targeting the region.
Right now we are concentrating only in Rwanda because we are allowed to do business and only in Rwanda. In different countries, Volkswagen has appointed different distributors. So each distributor is responsible for his own country. But if Volkswagen allows, and if the governments between the both countries, especially with the bordering countries, if we have any package, if we have any assistance from the government, definitely we will be looking into the opportunity to exporting vehicles in neighboring countries.
The company has also begun the production of electric vehicles, with 30 currently being tested and sales yet to begin. Members of the general public see the advantages of having a state-of-the-art vehicle assembly plant in the country and the client support that comes with it.
We are able to get new cars hassle-free, able to go to the assembly plant and pick our choice. Plus, you get a guarantee. Volkswagen also has its own garage, and all spare parts are available. Everything we need is right there, and all we have to do is go there and choose.
70% of the vehicles produced at Masoro are bought by institutions and companies in both the public and private sectors, with the remaining 30% having been purchased by individuals. Officials in the private sector federation have noted that Volkswagen deciding to open up an assembly plant in Rwanda presents vast investment and employment opportunities in the form of supporting industries. The good thing about vehicle assembly plants is that they do not operate in isolation, and a facility like that can encourage other manufacturers to set up facilities that produce tires, car seats and more, with all those support industries coming and providing employment. A vehicle produced at the facility ranges in price from between 19 and 60 million Rwandan francs, depending on its model, and the plant is profitable, set to begin paying taxes after another year of operations as the law requires. Experts have noted that even though the initial cost of a brand new vehicle can be very high compared to what a person may spend on a used one, the long-term savings are worth it because they do not require as much maintenance. The facility is also helping to protect Rwanda from becoming a dumping site for used cars from elsewhere.
Thank you, Serge, for that report. This very Friday, the Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Right Honorable Donatille Mukabadisa, together with her deputies, met Omar Al-Dail, the British High Commissioner to Rwanda. Speaker Mukabadisa appreciated the excellent relationship between the UK and Rwanda in education, agriculture, health, trade, among other areas, and commended the decision of moving Rwanda from the red list travelers to the UK. This has enabled the national carrier Rwandair to resume flights to London. The two officials discussed about the potential for more cooperation between parliaments from both countries ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of State Government Meeting Summit next year, proposed to be in Kigali.
My first courtesy call on the Honourable Speaker, and it was an excellent discussion where we exchanged our thoughts on the strong relationship between the UK and Rwanda. But also we discussed the very important role that parliaments have to play in any country in helping development, in holding governments to account, in representing their people. And we had a very good discussion on those subjects. We also talked about potential for more cooperation between parliaments and whether, as we head towards the CHOGM summit next year.
Now, in more stories that we have this very evening, the new figures from the Central Bank of Rwanda show that monetary policy and strategy set up by the Central Bank has been instrumental in increasing the stability of the financial sector in the country, rather in these challenging times intensified by the COVID-19 pandemic, and has helped reduce the cost of loans between the banks and the increase of adoption of electronic transactions. We have this report. The responsibilities of the central bank include monitoring closely the effects of inflation. During the third quarter of this financial year, prices fell below the normal line by 0.6% compared to 0.7% increase in the second quarter. The Deputy Director General of the National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda, Ivan Mulenzi, explains that these figures reflect the overall picture of the commodity prices in the country. The data collected from a comprehensive research represents that general picture we are talking about. In terms of electronic transactions, the National Bank of Rwanda points out that cashless economy has seen a positive shift to that effect, but warns traders who continue to charge consumers with surplus money when they pay using mobile payment methods without providing accurate information to their clients, as explained by Pisu Wase, the Director of Finance at the Central Bank.
The message to consumers is that any mobile transaction that is less than 4,000 Rwandan francs does not call for a charge of the said 500 Rwandan francs. It is important that the buyer has that information. The buyers must know their rights.
Figures from the central bank show that bank assets have increased by 20.5% compared to the same period last year, as it has shot from 4 trillion to 4.9 trillion Rwandan francs. Now, the World Health Organization has awarded Rwandan activist Mukantabana Crescens for advocacy in sensitizing the masses about the dangers of tobacco through the NGO she leads, the Poor Women Development Network. Smokers said that despite the rise in the price of tobacco, it is a big challenge to quit smoking. Olive Nete reports.
Despite being aware of the dangers and diseases caused by the use of the tobacco, some of the users say that they find it hard to quit smoking. Habarugira Jean Paul, a cigarette smoker who lives in Nyarugenge district, Kimisagara sector, says it's been 3 years since he started using tobacco, but every time he tries to quit, it becomes hard for him.
I don't really know what is in this tobacco, but when you're not smoking it, it makes you anxious.
On the other hand, Kubwa Dominic, who quit smoking, said that he smoked for 14 years, and in addition to being addicted, there is no benefit in smoking. It's been 3 years since he stopped, and it has been beneficial for him.
Quitting smoking enabled me to save money. Imagine if I used to smoke a whole package of 1,000 Rwandan francs in a day or two. If I tried to count that money in a month, it would be a huge loss.
It's been 35 years since Mukanabana Crescents started Poor Women Development Network as an NGO which helps promoting women in development activities. In 2010, Mukanabana Crescents started advocating and unveiling the dangers of smoking through this NGO, and through this she managed to train 300 young women, girls and boys on fighting and preventing tobacco use in 2018. In 2015, she conducted advocacy campaign on tobacco bill to decision makers to discourage smokers, and the wish was granted. We said that now that we know this information about the dangers of smoking, we should share it with people. And we also requested the government to raise prices of tobacco so that they can fail to buy it. And we also tell people that tobacco causes poverty. The representative of World Health Organization in Rwanda, Dr. Brian Chirombo, points out that tobacco is among 5 factors that contribute to non-communicable diseases.
Tobacco use is responsible for killing more than 7 million people globally each year. And it continues to be one of the leading preventable causes of illness and death. Avoiding the use of tobacco is one of the most effective ways of preventing non-communicable diseases.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Daniel Ngamije, offered this award to Madam Crescents on behalf of the World Health Organization and also appreciated the work Mukanabana Crescents did in the area of tobacco control.
We appreciate the role being played by civil society. And today, this is a live example of the awardee, who is Madam Mukanabana Crescents, leader of Poor Women Development Network, who committed to participate in prevention and control of tobacco. We appreciate the role you played and the organization for capacity building of different actors in the control of tobacco, especially again women, men, especially the fight against tobacco use in families, even in rural areas especially.
Tobacco kills more than 7 million people each year around the world and is one of the main contributing factors to respiratory disease and cancer. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you all for that report. And if you can, please avoid smoking. Tobacco kills, actually. Now, experts in science have noted that university lecturers, students and scientists in general need to work with policymakers if climate change and its effects are to be reversed. This was one of the points reiterated during discussions organized to mark World Science Day for Peace and Development, usually held on the 10th of this November.
Once you know what has caused this, then that's what, when you go to the hospital, unless it is again, when you complain, somebody first find out what is the problem. So they give the right medicine because they know the effect will do on the disease. Likewise, in science, you establish the cause of what is bringing what you are seeing, and then you prescribe the medicine to stop it from happening. Experiments have been carried out. They have established this is the way things are happening. Now, from these results, then government will put policies, they implement them to stop that problem from happening. And these policies are not given once, they are monitored and evaluated. If there are any faults, they are brought back again for research.
In more stories, Rwanda Revenue Authority has provided 25 million Rwandan francs to business owners in Rubavu district who were affected by the tremors that followed the eruption of Nyiragongo volcanic mountain in May this year. Sejanori has more.
5 business owners in Rubavu district in the western province were selected for their assistance, each getting 5 million Rwandan francs. When the tremors struck, I lost more than 6 containers of window glass and other fragile building materials. Then we had to move, and between May and September, we really did not have things to put in storage, and that meant we were unable to work. The selection process for the beneficiaries was based on those that were found to have been paying their taxes well before the natural disasters struck, and are now receiving the assistance as part of Taxpayers Month. We especially thank all people who have been paying their taxes well, and we noticed that these businesses in particular were severely affected by the tremors. We therefore decided to divide the 25 million Rwandan francs among the 5 establishments, most of them small businesses. We are also aware that there were others affected by the problems that were caused by the volcano. Provincial authorities in the West have commended the initiative and noted that it will encourage more people to pay their taxes on time and use things like electronic billing machines for greater transparency when issuing receipts.
Yes, welcome back. I'm Syntex. Another story is making headlines globally. Sudan military has appointed a new government council more than 2 weeks after seizing power. Army Chief General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan would remain the head of the council. The 14-member bodies includes members of the main civilians coalition. It has drawn condemnation from the United Nations.
Yeah. My guy.
Yes, yes.
Good to have you, man.
Nice
have you
to
been?
be here. Nice to be here too.
Quite a thrilling rainy evening. How did you make your way here?
Yeah, oh my God.
It was difficult, I guess.
It was totally a mess because a lot of jam and my car got some mechanic problems on the way. So.
But we thank God you're here.
Yeah, I thank God I made it.
Thank you so much for finding time to be on RwandaTV News. It's quite an exciting evening to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kabera Mazimaka Arnold,
yeah,
commonly known as
Syntex Calabash Boy.
Calabash Boy is quite an exciting one. Now, man, we know you for so many songs. Yeah. And then I was actually, it was very difficult to select some of the few songs we are going to play this evening. Okay. But you've been here for some time now.
Yeah, I came once.
Yeah, this is the second time.
Yes, please.
And how long have you been in the industry right now?
Because I came in the industry officially in 2017.
17.
Yeah, when I made my first hit song, Why.
Why?
Yeah,
so
but
it's,
then I studied the music back in 2012.
Why? I know, I hope we'll find the song. I know we have it on the lineup.
Yep.
So, and how's been the journey so far? The highs, the lows, some disappointments, slow progress, fast progress? How would you describe it?
All I can say, there's no straight journey,
Yeah.
There sometimes it was a little bit hard, and sometimes on the top, on the peak. Yeah, and as you know, we always just keep on working and preparing new things. Yeah, All I can say, my music journey, I'm really proud of it.
It has been an amazing one.
Yeah, it has been an amazing
and I mean, we appreciate, you are one of the few people who actually have come from such a talented family.
Yes.
Your brother is still your manager?
Yeah, my brother is...
well, we are referring to Arthur,
yes,
the comedian. If he's
yeah.
This guy is actually...
Yeah.
Are you the elder brother?
Arthur Nation.
Is the company.
Is the company, is an agency. And then Arthur is part of it. And they've really worked so hard to make my music reach where it has reached. Yeah, but as I'm soon launching my own music house, the Calabash Music House.
That's nice.
Yeah, but currently I'm still working up with Arthur Nation.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, you probably have to tell us how it is to work with this. I also want to know, is he your elder brother or your young brother?
No, he's my young brother.
He's married?
Yes, exactly.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Pressure?
I'm not married.
Does his marriage put you under pressure in any way?
No, according to my way of understanding and the way I grew up in my family background, and according to my own understanding, it has never put me in.
So you're good. What is the inspiration behind this song?
The inspiration is about time, having time for each other. Because time is the very special thing that nobody can. That if bought by money, it's something really so valuable. So it was like I had no time, enough time. I had already been taken up by work, you know.
Yeah.
And then my lovely lady couldn't access to me, you know.
You're such-
So then I told her, you know, today I have my whole time.
Yeah.
Uyu munsi ni gahunda mfite free time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now, there's
I
something actually,
understand.
your style of music is a bit unique. I've seen you venture into reggae, I've seen you venture into Afro-pop and all that.
Yeah.
Where are you comfortable at?
Actually, generally, I'm so comfortable in all my music.
Yeah.
It has its core. It's reggae.
Yeah,
It's
I think
reggae.
I've seen
That's
that.
why I fuse. If it's R&B, it's R&B reggae. If it's Afro, it's Afro reggae. And if it's dancehall, it's all about surrounded by reggae. Yeah.
Now, over the years, since 2017, you've released a number of songs that
Yes.
actually can make probably 2 albums, the traditional albums as
Yeah.
we know them.
Yeah.
7 songs, 5 songs, 8 songs. What do you have in store for us? Tell us. Please tell us. Please tell us you're organizing something.
Please.
Please tell us you're
Yes,
organizing
please.
something.
Because I am preparing an album launch.
Yeah.
And I've been in the studio working up to put many songs on standard, and I've collaborated with many different artists in different regions, in East, West, and South, and even here in the country. So the album is now probably like at 98%. Very soon I will be dropping it out, and that's going to be the official launch of my album.
No,
Nita chef de quartier, ninje chef de quartier, ufite ikirego muri quartier, uriza benshi muri quartier.
Caritier. Caritier. Oh. Caritier. Fantastic,
Take it
man.
down,
You
take
cannot
it down,
exhaust
take
this
it down,
guy's
take it down.
music. He has a list of many songs.
I got
There's
too much.
Calculator, there's
There's
Why.
Calculator, there's Love Story, there's Why, there's You and I.
You guys,
there's
we
Choroshe.
exactly.
Yeah.
We only have 30 minutes to be in your presence on this bulletin, so we cannot exist
Yeah.
all the songs that this guy has. So if you want more, please go to his YouTube channel, which is Syntax.
Yeah, Syntax Official.
Syntax Official. You get to see all these songs, and I appreciate. Which message do you have to your fans as we conclude?
Yeah, the message I got for my fans is to keep on supporting my music, and keep on requesting for the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keeping on
The love, man.
the love.
for you.
Keep
We appreciate.
on with the love.
You know,
Let's push
keep following
the
him.
music to
What is your Instagram
to
page?
another level.
Instagram page.
My Instagram page is
Syntax.
Syntax Rwanda.
Syntax Rwanda. If you go on his Instagram page, you'll get more details.
Yeah,
I think,
Syntax Rwanda Instagram. YouTube is
Syntax.
Syntax Official. Facebook is Syntax Kawira Arnold. My Twitter is Syntax 18.